Hello YouTubers and random Doctor Who fans, and today I shall be taking a look at my custom Destiny of the Daleks figures. Now this is a very out of the blue, very random video because I don't usually do an awful lot of custom videos as much as I used to. But I thought, why not just go through every custom that I have in my collection, just to keep the content, the Doctor Who content going, just to keep it fair on you guys, because I've been doing a lot of Slipknot videos recently. So anyway, let's get into this. So basically the backstory behind this, back in 2013, 12, 13, I don't know, but there is a Destiny of the Dalek set and it wasn't accurate. Many people were alright with it. It was like, oh yeah, just two light grey Daleks, nice additions. And I was thinking, no, I want more than this, because they weren't accurate, the ones that we got. They didn't resemble any of the Dalek props as seen in Destiny, because the slats weren't coloured correctly, the ovals weren't painted correctly, but I'll go into that in a minute. So first of all, let's just briefly touch upon the Suikidik Dalek, the Suicide Dalek. So basically back in the day I bought a 4th Doctor Adventure set, and for whatever reason I decided to customise my Suicide Dalek by swapping the slats over and repainting it. I managed to keep the bombs and the slats and things. So later on, I think this was like early last year, I got myself another bog standard Destiny Dalek and put the suicide bombs on it, and it worked out pretty okay. I still want to get hold of an original Suicide Dalek though from the 4th Doctor Adventure set. I would kind of like to get one of those boxed because they are quite it's a very weird set. We never got any other sets like that, really. The closest we got was like the Enemies of the 3rd Doctor box set, but that didn't have a Doctor in it. If they'd done that, that would have been kind of cool to have like the Adventure of the 3rd Doctor set. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, very simple slat swap, not much to it. You can tell it's a new one because of the ribbed dome lights. So yeah, that's kind of irrelevant. So we'll move on to the accurate Destiny drones. So right off the bat, you'll notice that I added the extra mesh piece underneath where the bottom ring is. That's because these props started that tradition. Later it continued into Resurrection, then to Revelation, and then they dropped it for Remembrance. I don't know whether I'm a fan of this like fourth neck piece thing that they started doing. I don't know why they started doing it. It was very weird. Maybe just to make it a little bit easier for the actors to see out of inside the Daleks, maybe. I don't know, I could be making that up. But yeah, it was a very key part to the Destiny design, which they missed out on the character options figures, because obviously it's a lot cheaper not to include that. So I thought, just get myself some black card, wrap it around the bottom, and then you got yourself a 4th neck piece. It's quite uneven, but I would kind of like to revisit this and maybe add another mesh piece and sand down the grey bits, if that makes any sense. I don't know how to explain it. Differences between this and the released Daleks, obviously the neck piece, but the slats were not painted on the original, so I painted those black to resemble the on-screen counterpart. And with this one, it didn't have the oval in the middle painted. Very odd choice for them to do. I don't know why they decided not to paint these properly. It was very odd. Much needed in my opinion. It really sets them off on display when you have them properly done. So yeah, that's pretty much all I did for these. So let's move on to the one I'm sure everyone was waiting for. The Scout Trooper leader, command squadron leader, I don't know what you want to call him, but essentially he is meant to be the leader of the squadron, which is quite funny because in some shots they use this prop just as a standard light grey drone. They just put him in the background and it was very odd. But yeah, this was the squadron leader. I used a sound effects Planet of the Daleks custom because that was inaccurate, and I thought, let's put it into use for an even better version. So I painted the grill, the mesh section, grey to match the rest of the figure. I also repainted the eye stalk and gave the rings a much darker colour to match the on-screen counterpart. So comparing it to a Genesis model, you can obviously see the differences. A lot of people just use the Genesis models to put next to the Destiny ones to resemble a squad leader, but that didn't quite cut it for me. I wanted it to be much more accurate. I think this colour, which they released in the Sound Effects Planet Dalek, is much more resemblant of the squadron leader in the episode, so I used that. I think I've only ever seen one other person attempt this custom. It's one a lot of people look over and don't really consider when they're thinking of customs to do, but I think it's a very good one to do because it's nice and simple, but extremely effective when put next to the other ones. I would really like to make another one, but put the bombs around it, just so that you have like a fully suicide squadron leader, which would actually be really cool. So yeah, that essentially wraps it up. Quite a quick custom video. I find that it works pretty well to do these customs. For the finishing shot, I'll just put together all of my Destiny Daleks. This one is essentially just a cheap one that I got from a shop in Manchester. I think I got it for about a £5. I got it really cheap because it was missing a gun, but I had a spare gun, thankfully. I would like to revisit this at some point and add the raised neck area, because obviously it looked like that in the episode. I would like to modify that as well, just to make it resemble a more accurate drone. But yeah, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next one.